let's get started. So go ahead and find yourself the edge of a chair, the edge of a seat, the edge of your bed, the edge of a bench, the edge of your recliner, wherever you are seated at the moment, even if you're in your car. If you're in your car, please note that you're going to probably have to modify it even further because your space is extremely limited. But if you are actively driving, please don't do yoga while you're driving. Although, Rosie, we could probably come up with some driving yoga too. All right, my friends, let's begin. So find yourself the edge of your seat, whatever you are sitting on, find yourself on the edge of that seat and bring your knees out shoulder width apart, 90-degree angle in your knees. So your knees should be right above your ankles, and just place your full flat foot on the floor. It's okay if you're wearing shoes, just feel into, I invite you to ground out by feeling into and around your foot. So lean into the sides, the outsides of your feet, and then put pressure down through your toes, grounding your toes, touching your toes to the ground, rolling to the insides of your feet. Really gentle, small movements here, and around the heels and back around the outside of your feet. So just do a couple of rotations here in whatever direction works for you, rolling around the outside of your feet, the inside of your feet, your toes, and your heels to ground out. Place your hands palms down on your thighs and close your eyes as we begin, as we always do, with 3 big, deep breaths. Inhale, seal the lips. Inhale through the nose, pulling the breath in through the lungs and down into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And let it go. Inhale once more, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And release. And you can keep your eyes closed. Go ahead and let them flutter open at any point here as we're just warming up. Begin with a gentle neck stretches. You can tilt the chin up towards the ceiling and back down towards your chest. You can tilt the head side to side from shoulder to shoulder. Just feel into the muscles in your neck. Go ahead and roll your neck from one side to the other if it's available to you. Just gently warming up the muscles. We're not going past our limit here. We're just really gently moving the neck. Come back to center and rotate the shoulders either backwards or forwards. A couple of rotations. And then switch. Gentle movement. And then go ahead and windshield wiper your knees back and forth, keeping your feet planted on the ground, allowing your hips to rotate gently back and forth as you windshield wiper your knees. Ground back out, come back to center. Those knees should still be at a 90-degree angle. And we're going to move into some spinal twists. So let's do it. Let's forward bend first. Sorry about that. Forward bend. As you go down for your forward bend, I invite you to give your thighs and legs a squeeze all the way down. So gently with your knees about, again, hip width apart. Go ahead and gently move down into a forward fold, giving your legs a squeeze all the way down and just stopping wherever you're comfortable. If you can go all the way down, great. If you only make it halfway, that is totally fine. And just relax for a moment where you're at. Let your head hang. Take a couple of deep breaths. And slowly come back up. And as you do, give your legs a squeeze all the way back up. Don't forget your knees. Don't forget your thighs. Nice squeeze all the way back up. Now we will move into our twist. So you can leave your feet like this, your knees shoulder width apart, and do your twist. Or if you'd like to get a slightly deeper twist, I invite you to lift your right leg, place it over like you're crossing your legs without moving your left knee. So again, you had your feet hip width apart here. So lift that right knee up and over without moving the left one. And we're going to twist with go ahead and inhale our arms up. And as you exhale, bring your right hand back behind you to the back of the chair or the bed or wherever you're sitting on, and your front arm comes down to your knees, and use your knees to gently push your torso into a twist towards the right. Now, turn your chin, turn your head so you're looking back over your shoulder, and just take a couple of breaths here. Big, deep inhale and exhale. Inhale one more time. And exhale, slowly come back to center. Put both feet on the ground, knees hip width apart, and then we'll go to the other side. So again, you can simply twist if you'd like to twist, but if you'd like to go a little deeper, then lift that left leg up and over your right without moving your right. You want to give it that little bit of an extra pull on that side. Inhale your arms up and center, and as you exhale, drop that left arm to the back of your chair or your bed, twisting your torso and dropping the right arm to your knees, using your knees, using that front arm to put a little bit of pressure on this twist here, and just take a couple of big deep breaths. Turn your chin to gaze behind you. Last inhale. And exhale slowly back to facing forward, back to center. Both knees, both feet on the ground, knees hip width apart again. So now we're going to go ahead and do a thread the needle variation. Please be careful if you have any issues with your knees, please, or if you don't, please be careful while you're doing this so you don't create issues with your knees. So we're going to go the right leg first. Lift that right leg up and place your ankle over your knee. We're going to create a 90-degree angle with that right knee. Again, we don't want pressure on the knee. I don't want you to be feeling this in your knee. So if you're feeling this in your knee, there's a couple of things you can do. One, flex that foot, that upper foot. That'll help protect the ligaments in the knee. And if it's still a little bit much, play with the positioning of your ankle on your knee or your thigh and find a spot that feels really nice and cozy, does not cause any pressure on your knee. And I don't care if your knee is up like this. If you need to be up like this to not create pressure on your knee, that's okay. We're going to be going for the hip here. So you're going to be gently leaning forward. Take a big deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lean forward over your knee, bracing yourself with your hands on your thighs or your ankle, not putting pressure on your knee here. And gently lean forward. As you lean forward, you're going to feel a slight stretch in that back, low back, hip area, kind of sciatic area or into the joint of that right leg. And just find a nice little stretch. It doesn't need to be big and deep. We're just going to take a couple of breaths here. This can be really intense, so please do not push yourself. Two more breaths. See if you can sink a little bit deeper with that exhale. Inhale back up and put that right leg back on the floor again. Knees hip width apart. Feet planted flat on the ground. We're going to go for the left leg now. So left leg, bring that left ankle over your right knee. Flex that left foot. And open up the left leg in a way that does not create pressure on your knee. If you need to hold your ankle, if you need to hold your leg, again, anywhere that this variation works for you, trust your body, respect your body, honor where you are in the moment. You don't need to get deep into anything. This is just honoring where you are at. So go ahead and take a big deep breath in. And exhale as you slowly move forward, finding a gentle stretch in the hip, in the low back. And then just take a couple of breaths here. Using that exhale to sink just slightly deeper into the pose. One more breath. Inhale, come back up. Both feet flat on the ground. Pedal those feet out a little bit, lifting the heels, alternating lifting the heels up and down. Hey, Em, how are you this morning? We're doing some tiny yoga. We're about not quite halfway through. Not quite halfway through. Where are we at? Okay, yeah. All right. Plant those feet back on the ground, and we are going to go for cow face variation. So we're just going to offer the shoulders and the back a little bit of a stretch. Inhale your right arm up in front of you and over your head. As it goes over your head, bend your elbow so that your hand comes behind your head. Now take your opposite arm and reach up from the bottom and just try to connect your fingers. If you can connect your fingers, great. What we don't want is this upper arm causing so much pressure on your neck that you're leaning forward. So please adjust so that your spine is elongated and upright, so that your neck is straight, not leaning forward, not being pushed forward by that back arm. And just take a couple of breaths here, wherever you're at. Feeling that little stretch in the armpit, in the back, in the front shoulder. Inhale that arm, the right arm up again and forward and back down. Release both arms. Roll your shoulders, shake that out. And we'll move to the left. Inhale that left arm forward, up overhead, and then bend that elbow to drop your left hand behind your head. Again, we're not creating pressure behind the head, so keep that spine nice and elongated. And then use that opposite arm to come from underneath and see if you can at least touch your fingers. If not, that's okay. Again, honor where you're at. Love your body. Love where you're at. Take some deep breaths here. Opening the chest. Getting that stretch in the left armpit. Inhale and lift that left hand up towards the sky, and exhale as you release both arms. Shake those shoulders out. Let me let this dog in. Come on, you puppy. Go lay down. Okay. We're going to move into a revolved side angle. We're going to move into a side angle pose. So with those knees hip width apart, I want you to heel toe your feet all the way out, nice and wide as you can get them. And then go ahead and go lay down, dog. And then go ahead and turn your torso towards the left, okay? So you've got your left knee, keep that bent. And then as you turn towards the left, extend that right leg out into a lunge or a warrior pose if you're familiar. Just keep the side of that one little cheek on your chair or on your seat. You don't need to try not to slip off. We don't want to fall here. We want enough support, but not so much that you're sitting all the way on your chair. Go lay down, please. Okay. So keep that front leg at a 90-degree angle. Again, that means that your knee is just above your ankle. And there's two variations here. You can use that front arm and just place your forearm on your thigh for a side angle, or you can bring your hand all the way down to the inside of your leg down to the floor. You can flat palm or just your fingers, wherever is comfortable for you. Once you found where it's comfortable, take a deep breath in and take that upper arm overhead and reach out beyond over your head, creating a nice long stretch all the way from your back foot through your fingertips. And as you're in this position, tilt your head facing up towards the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here, getting that full stretch in that side body. Then bring that upper arm to your hip. And as you gently, slowly come up, use the muscles in your abdomen to pull your upper body back upright. And then switch to the other side. So just turn your feet so that your back leg, your left leg is extended now, and that right leg is at a 90-degree angle. If you need to adjust a little bit, that's okay. Keeping just a little edge of your cheek on the seat. 90-degree angle means your knee is directly over your ankle on that front foot. And again, use the variation with your right arm, right forearm to your knee, or reach all the way down to the floor if it's available to you, and bring that upper arm all the way over, reaching, creating a nice long stretch in the left side body. Turn your head to face the ceiling and take a couple of deep breaths here, an extended side angle. Full breaths. Last one. Then bring that upper arm down to your hip and use that so that you're not pulling, you're not jostling yourself up out of this position, you're not jumping out of this position. You're using the muscles in your abdomen to gently, slowly pull you up right out of that lunge. Bring those feet back, heel toe, back to center, shoulder width apart. And then we will do a little bit of a back bend, a camel variation here. So plant your feet, knees at a 90-degree angle, and either reach for the back of your chair or interlace your fingers behind you and lean forward for a gentle stretch. If you're holding onto your chair, lean forward. If you're interlacing your fingers, just kind of extend those fingers, those hands back behind you and lift your chin. In both cases, lift your chin. Get a nice front body stretch, opening up the chest. And release, gently coming back to center. We're gonna do one more pose. This is our peak pose here. It's called Wild Thing. I've been really excited to do a Wild Thing variation in chair because Wild Thing is thank you guys for the follow. Wild Thing is one of my favorite poses on the mat, and I wanted to get it in a chair, so let's do it. So let's move back into that lunge, left leg forward. So bring that heel toe, that left leg forward at a 90-degree angle, extend your right leg. And as you move into Wild Thing, again, use the same variations. Either your forearm to your front knee here, or bring your hand to the outside of that front leg. And then lift your arm up and over, but instead of going over your head and forward, we're just gonna open the chest up like this here, reaching kind of behind the body. Opening up, you want to feel that stretch. Let your head open up, let your chin fall back. And you want to feel that stretch in the chest as well as in the armpit and up through your arm. Hand open, flopped open behind you. Take a couple of breaths here in Wild Thing. Last one. And then again, you can place your upper arm on your hip to gently use your abdomen muscles and pull yourself upright. Now we're gonna switch to the other direction. Go ahead and just turn your body to face the right. Now your torso is towards the right. Your right leg is at a 90-degree angle, leaving your knee directly over your ankle. If you need to adjust so you have just a smidge of your cheek on your seat, then please do so. Make sure that back leg is turned out. And then we will, again, forearm variation. Just stay right here if this works for you. Otherwise, reach your hand down to the outside of that front foot. And then open up the chest, reaching back behind you. Letting the head fall back. Chin fall up. Arm open. Creating space in your armpit and your chest. Couple of breaths. And then bring that upper arm down to your hip, using your muscles in your abdomen to slowly pull you back upright. Heel toe those toes and, well, heel toe those toes and heels. Heel toe those feet. Back to center. Knees hip width apart. Feet planted on the ground. Place your hands, palms down on your thighs. Gently close your eyes and take 3 big, deep breaths. Inhale the breath through the nose, through the lungs, and into the belly. And let it go. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And sigh it out. Inhale once more, expanding the ribcage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And release. Go ahead and seal the lips. And I invite you to bring both hands, one over the other, over your heart. And just listen to your heartbeat for a moment. Allow your breath to settle into a natural rhythm as you turn your attention to the sound of your heartbeat. See if you can hear it. All of your attention, all of your awareness on the sound of your heartbeat. In this moment, there is nothing else but this heartbeat. Before we close, I invite you to offer your heart a gentle smile and come up with something kind to say to yourself. Something you can say with genuine love and compassion and appreciation to yourself. You can say it out loud. You can say it quietly in your head. Just take a few moments to listen to your heartbeat. Offer your heartbeat that smile and offer yourself gentle appreciation. Feel the way that your heart swells a little bit as you say these kind, gentle, loving things to yourself, as you smile at your heart. Almost as if your heart is physically filled with the feeling of love and compassion for self. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I am so proud of you for taking this time for self-care. You are absolutely worth it, my friends. Thank you so much. When you are ready to come out, before you open your eyes, I invite you to rub your hands together, create a little bit of friction, place those palms over your eyes, hold them there for just a moment, feel that nice soothing sensation of warm hands on your face, and then gently wipe your face down with that warmth, wipe your head, and move all the way down your neck, your chest, your arms. Give your entire body a gentle little, maybe not so gentle, like put a little pressure in there, a little bit of a wipe down. Give yourself a nice wipe down all the way to the bottom. Woo! And we done. Oh, sorry, Kiki. And we're done. Oh, thank you guys for the follows. Hey, Corey. Hey, Thor. Yep, just finished up. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Again, this is Tiny Yoga for every body and every space, because even if you've got a really good, solid, full mat asana practice, it's still important to know how to get into your body when that full practice isn't available to you. Hey, Joy, good morning.